Okay, here's the book haul that I promised I was going to do in my last video. And I don't believe in doing monthly book hauls because I really can't afford to buy books all that often. And I really think that people shouldn't be buying books every month, especially if you can't read that many books in a month. So, the books I'm going to show you, some are from eBay, some are thrift books, and some are ones that were given to me. First up is a book I've been waiting for a very long time, 32 Fangs by David Wellington. This is the last book in the Laura Caxton series, his vampire series, and I was actually surprised to find that this book was actually cheaper to purchase from the UK than it was to buy it in the US. So that's why it's got a different cover than the other ones. I really don't like this cover. I like the US covers better because they show vampires and stuff. Just the numbers and the letters, it's kind of too plain, but whatever. Next up, I have another Conan collection of short stories about Conan from a couple of different authors. This one is Conan the Adventurer. It's got some by Robert E. Howard and some by Sprague de Camp, who is pretty famous and well known for writing about Conan. So I'm looking forward to reading that one too. Also, I picked up a used copy of the Feast for Crows. I believe this is the 4th book in the series, The Game of Thrones. I have not started reading the first book, but I've been slowly, buying them so that way when I do read them, I will have them because they're quite thick. I think if I were to borrow this from the library, I wouldn't be able to read it on time before it would have to be returned or renewed or whatnot. So that's kind of why I wanted my own volumes of that. This one is a non-fiction. This one is The Omnivore's Dilemma. It's about food in America and society and about people and food. It sounds interesting. The description on the back says, today buffeted by one food fad after another, America is suffering from what can only be described as a national eating disorder. Will it be fast food tonight or something organic, perhaps something we grew ourselves? The question of what to have for dinner has confronted us since man discovered fire. But as the author explains in this revolutionary book, how we answer it now at the dawn of the 21st century may determine our survival as a species. So it sounds, interesting. I mean, I like reading nonfiction stuff about random things, so I might like that. Someone gave that one to me, so I don't know. Next up is a book by Roger Zelazny. He's a science fiction author. I've heard of him, but I've never read anything by him. And the concept of the book is something that if I were to write a story, it was something that I would want to write, and somebody had already written it. I've always had this idea to, explain that the gods of mythology and legends were really aliens. And this guy has done this with Lord of Light, which is about the Indian gods coming to planet Earth, basically. So it sounds interesting, and I'm curious to see how he wrote the story. Last up is Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. I had seen the movie, and I really liked the movie, so when I saw this book relatively cheap, I was like, I'll take a chance on reading it. I mean, I wasn't, it's not something like a must-read for me, but I mean, I figured it was cheap enough that I would pick it up and read it. So that is my book haul, and with all that being said, I want to talk about like the overabundance of books, and people do all these book hauls. If you're not, and when I was a teenager, I would shelve every book that I had read, but now that I'm older and I know what my likes and dislikes are, I don't shelve every book that I read. I think it's rather silly if you do, because then you're just going to have way too many books. And in BookTube, I noticed that there's people who do huge book hauls. They don't even read all the books they got. But I mean, one of the good things to do is if there's a book you didn't really like, or you liked it but you don't want to keep a copy of it, you should donate it. Like, I donate my books to my local library if they don't have a copy. I've even donated books to my local Y. You could resell them, you could donate them to thrift shops, etc. So keep that in mind when you have like a bunch of books cluttering your house. That's all I got for you now. I got a few graphic novels that came in from the library, but not too many, so I may do a graphic novel haul soon in the future.
No matter which way you go, no matter which way